Hey folks, welcome to our palm nursery on the north end of Salt Spring Island. It is January 6th, 2018, and for those of you that grow palms in pots, this is how to protect them for the winter. And I've done videos on this earlier. I'm just sort of giving you an update on it and how they're looking today on January 6th. So these are all 1 gallon Trachycarpus fortunei, and it's simple to protect them for the winter. Just mulch the pots so they don't freeze. Sawdust, leaves, pine needles, whatever. We have so many palms here. We use maple leaves because they just fall off the trees that are around us. And I do bring some oak leaves home from the park. These are all 1 gallon, locally grown Trachycarpus fortunei, and there's actually some razorbacks in here too, so those aren't locally grown. Well, locally grown, but seed came from Arkansas, and then there's a whack load of palms up here as well. So in weather like this, no, they'd be fine without protection. It's 8 degrees out right now, 8 degrees Celsius, so you can figure that out in Fahrenheit. I think it's around 46, 47. And but I always do that to be safe. I always protect the palms in the winter, and I do that around mid November, sometimes even a little bit earlier. If we're taking off to Maui earlier, then I make sure to protect everything before we go, because you just never know what old man winter will have in store for us here in this part of Canada. Our winters aren't that bad, but you know, because they are in pots, it doesn't take very much to freeze them. So maybe one night of -3 or 4 is not going to do anything, but you get several nights of -3, -4, maybe even down to -5. The prolonged cold starts to freeze the pots. They can't draw moisture to the tops of the plants, and they're done. So these are 1 gallon, and for those of you that don't know what a 1 gallon size is, that is a 1 gallon Trachycarpus fortunei, and they are healed and nicely. The only problem I have here is these little birds come along, I think they're winter thrush or whatever, robins, and they kick all the leaves away, so I have to keep, every day I have to come and kind of put the leaves back along the edges. So we haven't had any really cold weather here yet. December 19th we had a snowfall, 6.5 inches, and snow is good, and it doesn't mean it's cold when you get snow. Temperatures were just above freezing when it snowed here, but the problem is the snow, it insulates, which is a good thing, but it causes a lot of damage to our plants here by bending and breaking things. And there's a eucalyptus kind of hanging over the greenhouse right now. I got to get that looked after. So anyway, I'll grab the camera and I will give you a closer look at palms in pots that are protected for the winter. And it's very effective. That's all we've ever done here, and we have never ever lost a palm tree doing it this way. So there you go. There's our nursery, Trachycarpus fortunei palms, on a winter day here on the north end of Salt Spring Island. And up here too. So the cold frames, those are the smaller palms, and they're in unheated cold frames. There's lots of them in there in 2.5 inch liner size pots. There's hybrids, waggies. I don't think there's any more razorbacks in there, and there's lots of T. fortunei, and then there's a bunch in here as well. See, lots of palms, all mulched nicely, and more in here as well. So that's how you do it if you have a lot of palms to protect, or even if not so many. Make sure to protect the pots. You don't want the pots to freeze. I see too many people leaving palms out in pots unprotected, especially in the colder zones, and then you wonder why your palm has died. Well, that's why, because the roots froze solid. And I don't care how hardy your palm is, if it's the hardiest, Rhapidophyllum hystrix or sable minor, if your roots freeze solid, it's done. Okay, so protect your palms. Better safe than sorry, folks. All right, thanks for watching, and cheers to everybody. All the best in 2018. May your palms and exotica flourish.